Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children 18 plus. You are tuned in to the Lone Officer Podcast with me, Dustin Owen, and my main man,
JC.
John Coleman.
Back again, Dustin. What is poppin'?
Back again. I love it, JC. You and I are going to hit this groove, and we're going to finish the year strong.
What?
But I have a warning.
What are you talking about? Finish the year strong. It's still
Warning.
August, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be September
Not
by
for
the time
you.
know
Not
it.
for you dumb kids that live in Florida. It seems like kids in Florida only have a 2-week summer vacation and then they're right back to school.
No, if you live in Florida, the whole year is summer.
You guys are stupid.
We have 2 seasons. We have summer,
Mm-hmm.
and we have whatever's not called summer.
Why do y'all? When I was a kid, I got 3 months off straight, like May all the way through September.
Our kids got out probably third week of May, and they went back first week of
It's
August.
because that FCAT that got introduced in the early '90s that made y'all dumb.
No, they ended up getting a whole week off during Thanksgiving. We used to only get Thursday and Fridays off. Full week for spring break and a solid 2 weeks during Christmas break, plus all the teacher work days that get sprinkled in. Plus, as we have more and more hurricanes, by the way, California with hurricanes now.
There's a whole conspiracy.
What the
theory
world's
behind it.
coming to,
There's a
huh?
conspiracy theory about that.
Yeah, we have earthquakes and hurricanes happening at the same time in Cali. So love goes out to our fans and our followers out in Cali.
Yeah.
All I got to say is welcome to Florida, homies.
Nice. Yeah, that's
we
great.
call that September, October, November. We're getting ready to go into our hurricane season. How crazy is that?
I know the year's almost over. It's
Yeah.
about to be September.
But you were just up in Ohio, man. That's pretty
It's
awesome.
nothing to brag-
Hanging out with the in-laws in Ohio.
Nothing to brag about in
So
Ohio.
you were just up there. Yes or no? Is Ohio a recognizable state?
I actually, true stories, I flew into Kentucky, which is on the border like Cincinnati. Never been.
Love Kentucky.
I've never
Love
been.
it. Love it. Love
Bluegrass
Cincinnati.
State. Yeah,
Love
really
Cincinnati.
hilly.
Yep.
I saw a lot of GMO corn because I looked at the corn. All the corn's the same size, looks identical, stamped. I was like, why does it look like that? Because it's GMO. Went down to stayed in the short north. It was nice. Short north is a part of Columbus, Ohio that they've recently, what do you call it, gentrified. So now it's all fancy and shit. It's nice.
Okay, so you liked it. We didn't answer my question. You
What?
dodged my question.
What was it?
Joe Biden.
Is
Thanks
it
a lot,
is it a
buddy.
noticeable state?
Yeah, is it a do we recognize it?
I
Are we
mean,
going to recognize Ohio
They
as
don't-
a state?
The highways, whoever takes care of the highways doesn't recognize it as a highway because them shit got potholes everywhere.
Okay, so there we go.
But Ohio's not like a cool state. Like I wouldn't go there on purpose.
Very good. Well, you're there visiting family. I'm glad you're back. Hey, I could have forewarned everybody. I am fired up. Fired up, and I'm not going to apologize.
Why?
I'm going to let everybody know today that unapologetically, I am going to spit the truth. I'm going to speak into this mic how I really feel using all the passion and energy that I have, because there are thousands of men and women out there that were lied to, straight up lied to. Somebody did not let them know what was up, and I feel bad for them. And I want to prevent it from ever happening again. I truly feel bad for these people. Now, the good news is y'all can make changes. This is a free world that we live in.
Mm-hmm.
You have what it takes to take the corrective actions. The question is, after you listen to this episode, are you going to take those corrective actions? Are you going to be the change that you desire? If not, you need to go find a new profession. You need to change industries. Fact. Hashtag truth. That's how fired
Concerned,
up I am.
yeah. What got your?
Look, it's all this coaching that we're doing, right? Like we're doing LO Launch currently.
yeah.
I'm doing calls for our friends at the NBA. We're taking questions. Last night I had 65 MLOs from MLO Study Buddy. Shout out to Rocky.
Shout out Rocky.
I had them on a call that I do pro bono for them. These are the future of the mortgage industry was on that call.
Mm-hmm.
And then we launched tloponline.com. It is dollar for dollar. Loan officers, listen, dollar for dollar, the best bang for your buck that you can invest into yourself, into your professional development that is offered, that is out there. There is nothing better for the price that you pay. Period. End of story. Put a stamp on it.
There you go.
Put a GMO stamp on it. Like
you go.
literally, there is nothing better. If you are not a Premium Plus member, you are missing out. Or you may be like my boy Larry Montani, Cross Country Mortgage up in New Jersey.
Dropping names.
Oh, Larry, man, he's one of my new mortgage friends.
Yeah.
Love me some Larry.
Larry?
So shout out to
Shout
Larry.
out Larry.
Hey, you know Mike Smalley, right?
A little bit.
Mike Smalley, he's a who's who in the mortgage industry, a mega producer. This month alone, he's doing 25 units for $10 million.
What?
His volume's up 20% year over year.
People's whole years.
I asked Mike, hey, Mike, do you know this dude, Lawrence, with cross country up in New Jersey. He goes, oh, you mean Larry? Mike told me. You got to think, Mike's been around for 20 years.
Yeah.
He's been coached by some of the best mortgage coaches in the industry. He's spoken national stage at conferences like Sales Mastery, things like Mortgage Mastermind, things like Mortgage Revolution. He's like, hands down, top 5 LO presentation I've ever seen was from Larry Montani. Loan Toolbox back in about 2006-ish time frame. Okay. So Larry and I connected through, guess what? TLOPonline.com. Yes, TLOPonline.com. And anyhow, Larry and I were just chatting about the future of the industry and about the direction of the industry and the opportunities that are out there. And don't know where I was going with this Larry conversation. Besides, he's my new friend and he's someone that everyone should follow.
You wanted to shout him out, probably.
And I probably wanted to shout him out. But here's what I've learned about TLOPonline.com.
Yeah.
And Larry told me this.
Okay.
He said, Dustin, I've coached for some of the best coaching programs.
Yeah.
And those coaching programs are still phenomenal.
Yeah.
Just like Growth Only, still phenomenal.
Yeah.
Kai McBride doing great stuff.
Let's go.
But there's nothing entry level. So Larry and coaches like Larry, they do great with those LOs who are already making $250,000 a year. Who are already making $400,000 a year, who are already procuring 40, 60 leads a month.
What about the newbies, Dustin?
There ain't nothing for them. That's why we have TLOPonline.com. That's where I was going with Larry.
Yeah.
So Larry might not be a good fit. I may have Larry on to do like a special exclusive.
Larry the Legend.
Yeah, that's a benefit that we're bringing to the TLOP community. But Larry may have some LOs. Those LOs need to join the community. Not that Larry's not a great coach and not a great branch manager, because he obviously is, but sometimes people need to hear from their cool uncle. Yeah, but that's not why I'm fired up. I'm fired up because people are being lied to. I'm fired up because people don't really understand what it takes to make it in the mortgage industry. They've never been told the truth. Today, this episode's all about the truth.
So what happened? You got on a call and you had a bunch of newbies and you found like a common theme or thread that when they thought what they thought they were getting into isn't what they are doing now.
John, this is 6 to 9 months in the making.
Okay.
And it's been dozens of calls. Yes, it's been the LO coaching that we offer through our coaching program, LO Launch. It's been the twice a month. By the way, when you're a Premium Plus member of TLOP Online, you get a minimum of 2 calls a month with me.
Shout out you.
Shout out me, where I'm doing LO sales training. We have anywhere between 30 and 90 people dialing in, right? It's open to all Premium Plus and Premium members. And there's a common theme. I hop on Rocky's call last night with 65 LOs. There's a common theme. I go on message boards. There's a common theme. And that common theme is that at the end of the day, people have been lied to, and I want to set the record straight for anyone going forward. And look, there's some people who are tuned into this. They may have 8, 12, even 15 years experience in the business.
Still got your ass lied to.
Well, I'm going to ask those people, are you in your 15th year in the mortgage business, or are you in year 1 for the 15th time? Think about that. You may have obtained your license and you may have started your career in 2016. But does that mean that you are 7 going on 8 years, or are you just repeating year 1 for the 7th or 8th time? So this episode is dedicated to you. And I'm sure there's other sales professionals and entrepreneurs who are going to get a lot of bang out of what we're getting ready to drop.
Okay.
So you get to sit back, look befuzzled,
Thank
pause,
you.
interject, ask me questions.
Okay.
Because you asked a question that the audience is sitting at home,
It's the universe.
watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify or Apple, and they're like, man, I wish I could stop them and ask them some questions. By the way, when you're a member of TLOP Online, those calls, yeah, you can stop us and ask us questions. If not, you can always hop on the message board, another feature.
Yep.
You can straight up ask your questions in the message board.
Basically, there's no excuse not to increase your level of productivity by joining TLOP.
I mean, it's just, or something other. And we're going to talk a lot about that. But before we do, a little bit of housekeeping, right?
Okay.
I pimped out Mike Smalley, right? Mega producer. I also teased a little bit. We want to continue to bring value to the TLOP community. We want to offer exclusives on the monthly. So check this out. I have Mike Smalley doing a live webinar, not recorded, live, on August 30th. Go to TLOP Online. Go ahead and you can see it on the homepage. Scroll down to the events section.
Ooh.
Mike's going to spend 30 minutes teaching the day in the life of a top producer. Basically, what does his day, what does his week, what does his month look like? Then he'll take 30 minutes to answer questions, ask him anything. Think of this being like an open coaching call.
Wow.
Where you can ask someone of Mike's experience and his production questions about the industry, questions about marketing, sales, strategies, etc.
Wow.
So we're doing that. We plan on doing that once a month for our community.
Look at you.
Next month's going to be Credit Christie. She's going to be teaching DISC personality profiling. The month after is going to be Jeff Zempfer. He's going to teach how he leverages Lunch and Learns to build out his realtor referral network. After that, I'm going to bring on my friend Kai McBride.
Yo, what?
Who's going to talk about what it takes to become the future of the mortgage industry.
Shit.
Every month, we're going to be reaching out. These folks have already agreed that they're going to hop on. They're going to give us an hour of their time, and it's something we're going to offer for free or included to our TLOP community. On September 6th, y'all want to check this date. You want to go to the website. You want to check it out. So by the time you're listening, we would have already gone up to Charlotte.
Shout out Charlotte.
We would have already done our event for Rosegate. And so many times people were like, oh, Dio, I wish you would do that via Zoom. I wish you would record your presentation. Well, we're not going to do that for various reasons. One is technologically, John and I just aren't there yet.
Ain't there yet.
But our friends over at Adium, Adium's a CRM. If you're looking for a decent, really good, out-of-the-box CRM solution, you should look Adium's way. They have agreed to sponsor me coming on, and I'm going to give my presentation called Understanding Your Sales DNA. It's basically the 6 proven strategies to expanding your referral network, because more referral partners equals more referrals, which equals more leads, which equals more pre-approvals, more loans, more money earned.
Hell yeah.
Right? It's that simple. So we haven't had a chance to do it. I've been teaching this throughout the year, various states, various events. We're going to bring it to you via a webinar thanks to Adium. And then the normally scheduled live LO sales training with me will be followed up on September 7th. That is exclusive only for TLOP Premium and Premium Plus members. The Adium event is wide open and free. And the Mike Smalley event, I wanted to make it only for Premium and Premium Plus members.
But
Mike said,
everyone
He
is
said,
welcome.
bring the noise. The more, the merrier.
Everyone,
So
damn
let's
it.
go ahead and load that up.
I hope you don't forget about me when you blow up Dio.
I got to bring you with me, homie.
I mean,
we are
I've
a tag team duo.
I have seen the stories with the Dark Side of the Ring. I've seen Behind the Music VH1. It's all roses now, but
We are Millie
there's
and
there's
Vanilli.
gonna come a time when
We are
whatever that-
Cheech and Chong.
I'll be
We are
both.
Salt and Pepper.
Oh, okay. That is it.
Yeah. We just have to find our own Spinderella. All righty. I'm going to ask you a question, John.
Okay.
How much do you think it would cost in most cities, counties, municipalities
Yeah.
for you to become a law enforcement officer?
I probably have to sign up for the course. Honestly, off the top of my head, I would say $500
Okay. Go ahead and times that by 10 and you're close.
to become a cop.
$6,500 if you want to go to the police academy, which is typically held at your local community college or state college.
I seen a billboard on it the other day.
Okay, $6,500. Now, in certain cities, especially major cities,
Mm-hmm.
they may actually have a hiring process where you interview, you get hired on, they do a background check, and they put you through their own academy.
Okay.
But speaking in general terms, $6,500.
Okay.
How about this? If you want to become a hairdresser,
Mm-hmm.
how much do you think you're going to spend on beauty school?
I know that costs. You got to pay a lot. That's to tuition. So I'm gonna say 15 racks.
On the high end, it could be that. On the low end, $6,000 to $10,000.
Okay. So
Okay.
I'm skin in the game.
You see where I'm going with this?
A little bit.
How about a massage therapist? You want to go to get your certificate designation and become a massage
That's
therapist?
the wrong question because there's a couple of spots over on OBT. I know you can probably walk in and get
You can get a job.
you can get a job, you can get a rub, you can do, and a lot. I know to become a licensed massage therapist is quite a lot of money. 30 racks.
On the very cheap end, $5,000.
Oh, this 5,000.
On the very
I hear 5,000.
$5,000.
Okay.
What about a food truck? What about if you want to start your own food truck? You love cooking. You love seeing smiles on people's face.
You gotta buy or rent the truck. You gotta lease the truck, and you gotta have food. So I would say at least 15 racks.
Minimal. My research, $28,000.
Okay.
Okay. That is the foundation I'm laying
Just
for
to get
today's
started.
episode.
Just to get started.
Yes. Here's what I'm witnessing in the mortgage loan origination section of the mortgage industry specifically. This is why I think people are lied to and why I'm so fired up.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, y'all went and got licensed.
Yeah.
First, you had to take a 20-hour course. More than likely, you called a company like Knowledge Coop and you did your 20-hour course through Knowledge Coop.
Bang, bang.
If you're looking to get licensed and you're trying to figure out where to get started, that's where you get started. Go to Knowledge Coop, sign up for their 20-hour course. It's going to be a requirement. You then had to study for and pass the NMLS.
Yeah.
More than likely, that's a hard-ass test to pass. I think it has like a 42% fail rate first time through.
F.
You probably should invest a little bit of money in some study material, join a study group, such as MLO Study Buddy,
Shout out, Rocky.
and make sure that you're one of those that passes first time through. Then you basically have your license, at which point you just need to find an employer. Those folks called a sponsor. It's an employer. You're looking for a career opportunity. All in. What do you think all that costs? All in. Because you have to pay for fingerprints. You have to pay sometimes for some paperwork and some filing.
I'm going to go
and-
$3,500.
How about less than $1,000, John?
What the hell?
Less than $1,000. Now, you know a little thing or two about the mortgage loan origination
A tad bit
industry.
now. A tad bit now.
Do you think the average mortgage loan originator, that guy or girl who is funding 2 to 3 transactions a year, their average loan size is $300,000, their average commission is 100 basis points.
Yeah.
That would put their income on the low end of $72,000, on the high end $120,000.
Racks.
Do you think they're making more than the average cop, the average hairdresser, the average massage therapist, the average food truck?
I'm going to go out on a limb
Owner.
and say yes.
I would go out on a limb and say hell to the yes. So here's where y'all were lied to. You thought you could launch a career and not invest $5,000, not invest $10,000 into your business? Y'all, what were you thinking? What were you really thinking? This is a white collar financial sales industry where you are going to be an advisor to the largest amount of people when you compare it to other financial industries. Life insurance, financial advisor, right? Those people impact less than a mortgage loan originator does. And you're not willing to invest $5,000 or $10,000 into your business. That's into your personal development. That's into your professional development. That's into your marketing. That's into certain software or systems that you'll need.
I have a question for you. Do you
Yes.
think it's a generational thing? Because everybody now, the kids coming up are like young and entitled, and all they do is bitch and complain. But a lot of people that grew up in your era, like went through that strenuous coaching. It seemed like a lot of the old guard did the coaching, while the new guard's like, nah, I did all this classwork, give me money. Do you see like
it's
a
because
difference?
they were watching stupid ass TikTok videos 2 or 3 years ago, and people made them believe that this was a great side hustle. That, oh, the money was easy. Oh, you have to work hard. Because people inherently want to get rich quick. They also want to take a pill and lose weight versus eat healthy and exercise. Right? They don't want to deal with their issues at home, so they want to drink their issues away. Right? It's all about self-soothing. So no, I think it's just misinformation.
Okay.
I think because no one's ever sat down and like talked to them truthfully, heartfelt, right? Like someone who cares. I care. That's why we're doing this. I care. This is a phenomenal industry. This industry has personally impacted me from the person I've become, the professional I've become, the money I've made, then the decisions I've been able to make with that money to make my community better or to create a lifestyle for my family for generations to come. I've been able to impact thousands of consumers by giving them sound financial advice that, by the way, I learned by joining this business. I learned by being a student once I joined. I didn't know it going into it. I was like anybody else, right? I was lost. I was a little bit scared. It's okay to be lost. It's okay to be scared. It's not okay to do nothing about it.
What are people? So, give me 1 or 2 things that you're hearing, some commonalities. You're talking to a new person. I was on the call last night and like, oh my God, Dustin, I'm doing everything, but I'm just not getting the phone to ring.
Well, 2 things. One, and y'all have heard this from me for years. This is not a part-time job. This is a full-time career.
So a lot of people think they can just do this on the side.
Stop. You can't. I'd rather you quit. I'd rather you leave. If you want to do something on the side, tend bar. You want to do something on the side, drop ship via Amazon. You want to do something on the side, valet cars. Those are great side hustles. You want to do something on the side, purchase goods cheaply from Facebook Marketplace and then resell them, right? Those are things that you can do on the side. Those are side hustles. This is a career. This is where you have the opportunity to really help someone or really hurt someone based on the advice you give them as it pertains to qualifying for a home loan, not just any home loan, but the right home loan. And it takes being obsessed. It takes being all in 40 to 50 hours a week for 24 solid months before you ever will see and experience the light at the end of the tunnel. That's what it takes. If anyone has ever told you anything less, they lied to you. Or they told you that one story about that one guy or girl. Well, you know why we talk about that one guy or girl?
Because they're called outliers, Dustin.
They are called outliers. That's why we talk about them. Let's talk about the other 98. And of the 98 that we studied, 50 made it and 48 didn't. Okay, we have very clear. Now, some people don't make it because they're not smart. Some people don't make it because not only are they not talented, but they're not willing to work at increasing their talent. Mm-hmm. Nothing you can do about that. This career requires people to have above average intelligence and to be talented. By talented, what do I mean? You need to become a good communicator. You need to be a good problem solver. You need to understand how to convey messages in a manner that you don't sound like a technician or a geek, but you sound like
a competent individual of the mortgage space.
You sound more like whoever it is that you're serving, that school teacher, that engineer, that chef, right? That retail assistant manager. You have to be able to speak in terms that they understand about what can be complex and confusing, right? That's what is required. You can work on skills that will make you better at all of those. Mm-hmm. You can read books, watch YouTube videos, go to conferences, etc. But you also have to get up every single day, put on your uniform, and go to work. Mm-hmm. So commonalities. People think they can launch this career working from their house. No, you can't. No. Can you be successful in the mortgage industry while working from home? Yes, once you're established, once you know what you're doing, once you have a book of business, once you have referral sources, once you have a database of past clients. Until you do, you need to be getting up every single day, going to the office. Even if you go into the office and you're one of 5 people there. And I'm not saying go to the office from 8 to 6 every day. You got to be in the office every day. You may get in one day at 9, one day at 7. You may leave at 3 because you are a salesperson. You should have sales calls to go on. But you need to surround yourself with people who you want to be like. You want to surround yourself with people that you want to emulate their success patterns. That's what you're going to want to do. You don't do that working from home. You need training. That cop who spent $6,500 to go to the academy, then has to get hired on, they have a field training officer for upwards of their first 6 to 10 weeks. Then sometimes they have a partner depending on the county or the municipality. They don't just all of a sudden graduate police academy, go right into the SWAT team.
Here you go.
They go into the drug unit. No, right? They start small with a field training officer. Yeah. Same thing with the hairdresser. Same thing with the massage therapist. You're in the massage school, you also have to practice. You also have a mentor who's looking out for you and showing you the ropes. What makes you think you're any different than a cop, a hairdresser, or a massage therapist?
Because my cousin just got in this industry when there was a refi boom. He was making money hand over fist and didn't do shit to earn it. So he told me to hop on board. And now here I am, fully licensed. I got no money.
What booms, then busts. What booms, then busts. So no, you're not going to work from home. And yes, that is what happens to your cousin. So, but there are ways that you can prevent all of this if you were just given the right advice, if you were just given the right suggestions. Right? That's why Rocky has me come on. Rocky's like, hey, Dio, I'm helping all these people study for and pass their NMLS. I don't want my brand to be associated with people having the wrong idea of what it means to be a professional. Right? I get all the time, oh, well, do you think I can maybe start working part-time while I do my full-time job? No. The answer is no. Every single time, people, no. Look, you don't have to listen to me. You can go out there and try to prove me wrong, and you can talk about the one outlier that you know that one year at that one company, they were able to start off part-time. Mm-hmm. If you're going to do it, you do it. Plain and simple. I mean, that's how you quit tobacco. It's how you quit alcohol. It's how you start training for any type of event that you may do, couch to 5K or a full marathon. You just wake up one day, say, I'm going to do this, and you're going to focus on getting better, and you're going to give yourself enough runway. If I'm training for a marathon, I may need 16 to 32 weeks to prepare. If I'm starting my MLO business, I'm going to need 24 to 36 months to prepare. Meaning prepare, I'm going to take the 20-hour course, study for the exam, pass the exam, get hired on. Then I'm going to work my tail off for the next 12, 24, and 36 months as I build it out, understanding I learn as I grow, right? We've had Kayla on this show. Kayla is a top producing mortgage broker in Jacksonville, Florida. Her social handle is Kayla Michelle. Anyhow, she's the one who introduced me to the term learn as you grow, right? You build as you grow. That is this industry, but you don't half-ass it. You don't part-time it. That is something that I think people are getting misinformation on. And then there's this. And this actually came up first time with a group of realtors I was coaching.
Shout out realtors.
So I was coaching a group of realtors, and we're going to be meeting again. I'm actually going to help them with some scripting, which, by the way, LOs, that's value you can bring to the real estate market. Take what you're learning, whether it's from shows like this, whether it's from coaching groups that you belong on, or branch meetings that your branch is hosting, and then make it relevant to the real estate community, go back and teach it to them and bring them value. So I was meeting with a group of realtors, and super long story short, and this applies to you LOs, that's why I'm telling the story. They did not want to receive leads from their brokerage because those leads they would only make 1% on, and they're making net about 1.75% on their own leads. Okay, so I had to walk them through the logistics of why I thought that was a terrible decision. These are agents that are fairly newly licensed, 2 to 3 years in the business. For the most part, they're probably selling on average 6 to 8 homes a year.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't get good at anything if you're only doing it 6 to 8 times a year. Like, you just can't. Imagine like trying to lift weights. You've never lifted weights, and you're gonna do it 6 to 8 times.
I'm gonna get ripped. Watch.
Yeah, you're gonna know what you're doing. You're gonna have proper form. You're gonna understand the science behind it all. No. Okay, so I walked these agents through. I said, I think it's crazy you're not taking it because you need at-bats. The more at-bats you get, the better you'll become.
Right.
So take the leads, because these leads will help you generate an extra 2 closings a month. So now you go from closing 6 to 8, now you're closing 26 to 28. How much better are you after a year or two of having 26 to 28 closings? Then think about this. By the way, you made money. You made money. Do you think you made more money making a 1% commission on 28 transactions than you did making a 2% commission on 8 transactions?
I don't know math, but I'm gonna go with the first one for 800, Alex.
Ding, ding, ding. And you would win. Yes, you would earn that money in double jeopardy, John.
Right.
Like, yes. And then I walked them through this. Do we not work in an industry where every transaction is worth 2 more? We do. So that home buyer or that home seller that you're now working with, they know people. You should be working them for leads. Well, do you want to work 8 past clients for leads or 28 past clients for leads?
28.
And then we work in a database industry. This is LOs, this is life insurance, this is real estate. The bigger your database, the more people you market to, the more people that can refer you, their friends and family, or come back to you in 3, 5, or 7 years when they need to sell or buy another property. What would you rather have in 2 years' time, 50 or 60 people in your database, or would you rather have 12 to 20? Well, of course, 50 to 60. So the thought process and the thinking was absurd to me. Therefore, I called it out and I shared my thoughts. If you're a mortgage loan originator, I'm going to go work where they're paying a 275 basis points.
500 bips.
225 basis points. Awesome. Fantastic. High five. I sure as hell hope you know what you're doing. I sure as hell hope you have a list of 200 realtors that you know that they know you, that you market to religiously, that you have 40 realtors that are referring you consistently, and a database of past clients and a circle of influence that you're marketing to.
Whoa.
Because if not, that's probably not the right decision for you. You need to go work where you are going to be supported to close the most amount of loans over the next 12 to 24 months. For some of y'all, that may be 10 loans in year 1. That may be 30 loans in year 2. But now you at least have had 40 transactions over a 24-month period of time. If your average loan size was $330,000, that means you did roughly $15 million. If your comp plan was 100 basis points, not 175, not 225, 100, you still at least made 150 grand in your first 2 years while learning a craft, while building out your database of past clients, while being introduced to realtors, while also getting transactions underneath your belt. What good is that if you go work somewhere that pays you double or even triple the commission, but you don't have the training, you don't have the support, no one's investing in you, and when you do get a lead, you have nowhere to turn because no one's going to help you figure out this industry, at which point, if you're lucky, you closed 5 transactions all year.
So that's what happens.
And then 10 transactions the next year, and you start running the math, guess what? You made less money. So we're not in this industry to make the most commission per loan. We're in this industry to make the most money that we can make while working a schedule of 40 to 55 hours a week. Like, that's why we're in this. It's not about the one commission that you may or may not ever earn if you never figure out what you're doing. So where I feel like it wasn't best explained, it is most important that y'all, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, when you choose your employer, you got to find an employer who's going to help train you, develop you, invest in you, even if it's just pointing you to the right resources, even if it's just providing you access to the right training. Like, you are self-employed at the end of the day. Even if you're W-2'd, you're 100% commission. You work for John Coleman, LLC. It does take a certain amount of hustle and grind on your own, but you should anticipate of your employer to at least offer you the resources, the direction, some training, some mentorship, and most importantly, the support you need to make sure that when you do get a lead, you know what to do with it.
So you're telling me there's like people out there that just get licensed, get seduced by a company paying 9,000 bips on the dollar or whatever, start working for there, but basically get shoved into a cube with no help, no leads, and like you're on your own?
They'd be lucky if they're shoved into a cube, John.
What do they get? Nothing?
They get an email address and
Really?
access to some funding sources, and then they get to set up in their living room,
Yeah.
call themselves an LO, and then try to figure it out.
Well, don't I need to know who my underwriter is and shit?
Well, it depends on your setup. And no, not necessarily. You do not know who your underwriter is. What you have to learn how to do: programs, products, guidelines. How do I calculate income? What's the difference between FHA and VA? What do I say when a borrower calls me? How do I take an IRLA? How do I get a realtor to meet with me? When I do get a realtor to meet with me, what do I say?
Right? Yeah.
Right? When a realtor gives me this objection, how do I overcome that objection? What's a good rebuttal? Right? Oh my gosh, there's a thing called mortgage insurance. How do I calculate mortgage insurance? How do I find out how to calculate mortgage insurance? How do I calculate a payment? Right? These are all things that they have to learn. What? There's no one-size-fits-all mortgage. Mortgages must be tailor-made to match our borrowers' financial needs, wants, and goals. How do I learn that? What software should I be using? What marketing strategies currently work?
How can you expect success if you're just thrown out there? If you just have a license, you don't know what the hell you're doing. That's like I got my truck license, but I don't know how to I don't know how to
You got your CDL?
Yeah, that's what it's called, the CDL, but I don't know how to drive a truck or shift gears. But I got my license though, so give me money. Give me routes.
Yeah. By the way, what do you think it costs to get your CDL?
I don't know. I see on the back of trucks all the time. I thought it was free. You got to pay for that shit? Jesus.
Hey, nothing free. So here's my problem, loan officers. This is where you're lied to. If you are not investing in your business, you're doing it wrong. Period. You're doing it wrong. This goes for seasoned professionals. If you're a seasoned professional, you should be earmarking 10% of your earnings to go towards professional development. That could be marketing. That could be going to events. That could be going to conferences. That could be professional development. That could be hiring a coach. 10% of your pay needs to be invested back into your business. If you're just getting started, at a minimum, you need $5,000. At a minimum, right? That's less than you need to be a cop, less than you need to be a hairdresser, way less than a food truck, and about on par to the cheapest massage therapy school that you could go to. So you spent $1,000 getting your license. Now that you have $4,000 left to spend over the next 12 months, where are you spending it? Are you going to be buying leads? You can buy leads, but do you know what to say to those borrowers? Do you know how to qualify the borrowers?
Mm-mm.
Okay. You may choose to purchase a CRM. I love CRMs. I love database management. But if you don't have any leads, if you don't have any past clients, and if you don't have any referral sources, what in the hell is a CRM good for?
Fancy icon on a desktop.
That's all it is, right? More than likely, you're going to spend your money on professional and personal development. You are your brand. People are going to choose to work with you. You have to learn how to be a great marketeer, a great presenter, a great salesperson as it pertains to mortgage sales, mortgage finance. That's where you have to start using your money. Now, you can spend your money on a conference, right? Go to Mortgage Mastermind. I freaking love it. Love me some Mortgage Mastermind. But those conferences, it's about $500 for a plane ticket. It's about $500 on a hotel, and easily another $500 to $900 on the ticket for the event, let alone the money you're going to spend on booze and food. All right, it goes through a lot of what's left over your budget. Or you could try to find a coaching system. And then a coaching system can hopefully offer you training videos. They can also offer you some marketing ideas, some sales scripts, and maybe even a couple live or recorded calls. Right? One of those is tloponline.com. But there's other coaching systems out there. We're not the only one, right? And there are some that are way better, and they cost $3,000 a month. And they only accept you to come in if you're already making 180 or 250 grand a year. But if you're looking to get started and you're trying to do this under a budget, you still need to invest in yourself. It's an investment. If you're not willing to do it, honestly,
Get out.
in a way, yes, John.
Get the
You know
out.
what? Just no, not like that. But just look, stop while you're ahead. You're not ready. That's what I would say to you. You're not ready. If you don't have money to invest in yourself, into your brand, you're not ready. You're just not. This is not part-time. This is your own book of business. Take yourself serious. You are no different and no better than those other professions that I used today as an example. And I could have gone on for dozens and dozens and shown you even more crazy statistics. Think about a school teacher who requires a 4-year degree and requires you to work 1 year for free as an intern.
Chill.
To make what? 50, 60 grand a year? Come on.
I feel bad for the next LO
And
that
guess
you
what
talk
teachers
to.
have to do? CE. Like, come on. There's still professional development. So it's time for y'all to take yourself serious, or it's time for you to go find a new career. That's what I wanted to say today. But I also wanted to point out it's a freaking awesome industry, and I freaking love it, and I want you to love it too.
Mm-hmm.
It's done amazing things for me and my friends in this industry. Amazing. My wife and I and our kids live a life that we never thought we'd be able to do. It's afforded me to spend quality time with my parents and my sister and my niece and my nephew and do things for other people that I never thought I'd be able to do. And I love what I get to do for a living. I don't work. I literally love what I do. Therefore, I don't work. I just exist, and part of my existence is being in the mortgage industry. Getting to do a podcast like this with you.
Passion.
Creating a website like T-Lop Online. Having friends like Larry and Mike Smalley.
Shout out, Larry.
Justin and Amir, whose episode was fire.
Shout out Justin and Amir.
I mean, it's just, and it's a great time to be in the industry. It really is a great time to be in the industry. And I only have like 4 minutes before I have to hop on a call with my friend at the Mortgage Bankers Association.
You about to yell at anybody? No. Oh, Mortgage Bankers Association. So they're
Mortgage
not like rookies.
Bankers Association. Nope. Y'all, it's a great time to be in the mortgage industry. I want you to think about that. I want you to think, if you decided today to take yourself serious, to start investing in your personal professional development, investing in your business, and you went nose down for the next 6 to 9 months and you looked up for the first time,
Yeah.
you're going to find yourself in May of 2024. You're going to find yourself having connected with 60 realtors face to face, having had over 100 meaningful conversations. You'd have been a part of or thrown a dozen events, networking functions. You would have beefed up what you're doing in terms of networking online, your social media presence, at a time that we'll see the economy slow, mortgage rates come down, and home sale activity pick up. How amazing is that? And let me walk you through this. I don't buy into, oh, this is a rough time. BS. You know what a rough time was? Because I lived it.
2001.
2008, 2009,
shit.
2010.
I was way off.
Nah, 2001, I was still in college. Not that old. 2008, 9, and 10. Average loan size was $130,000. Average commission was 90 basis points. I could close 3 loans for literally $400,000, and I would make $3,700 as a loan officer.
Let's go.
In today's day and age, average basis points is 110. 3 loans, average loan size is $330,000. So now I'm $990,000 in volume. I'm closing the same amount of loans. I'm generating the same small amount of leads. but now I'm making well over $10,000 a month. That's in today's market. Don't tell me this is a bad market. This is a good market. It's pretty easy to get out there and make 10 grand a month, as long as you're getting after it, as long as you're taking yourself serious, as long as you're approaching this as a career, understanding that you are a white collar professional who is required to have a blue collar work ethic. If y'all have questions, if you have comments, please reach out to us. Literally, if you want to see behind the scenes at this thing called tloponline.com that we keep pumping and promoting, reach out to us. My team will give you a test drive. They'll give you a sneak peek. They'll let you see what you're missing by not being a member. That's Nikki Ray, that's Mark Holmes, and a lot of times that's even me.
Shout out Nikki and Mark.
Please, if you want to invest in your betterment, you better be on that call with Mike Smalley on August 30th. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Facebook. We'll be promoting it. Check your email. If you're part of our newsletter mailing list, you're going to be getting an email. If you want to be a part of our newsletter email list, reach out to us.
Hit us up.
Hit us up. Let us know. So we have a call with Mike Smalley on Wednesday, August 30th. Then September 6th,
Yeah.
September 6th, Adium, our friends over at Adium, they're hosting me, and I'm going to be teaching you the why, the how, and the what when it comes to building out your referral network, what to do, why it's important, and how to do it, and how you need to match that with your personality. That's why we call it understanding your sales DNA. And then the next day on the 7th, if you've upgraded your membership, if you're a Premium Plus or Premium member, I'm going to be hosting one of our twice monthly live LO sales trainings with me. I'll come for 30 minutes with prepared content, things that I think are important. The last call, I did 2 sales scripts, I did 2 marketing ideas, and then I taught 1 technical deal structuring how to win element. The last half an hour was all Q&A. That's on September 7th. Those are ways that we're pouring in to people like you so that you can make it in this profession, so you can have the same experience that I've had, Mike Smalley's had, Larry's had, Credit Christie had, and hundreds of thousands of mortgage professionals over the past 3-4 decades have had. Next up, is it going to be you? He's John Coleman. I'm Dustin Owen. That's all the time we have for you today. We do look forward to catching you, though, on the next episode. Peace.